Hey again, family. Welcome to the second installment of the AikmanSwinny Diamond Club. I am your hostess, Akima Briggs, formerly Akima Aiken Brown. Um, I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about what it is that we're going to be doing over the course of this next year with the Diamond Club. The last post, if you saw, we discussed a little bit about what the Diamond Club is and what our mission is. But now I'm going to kind of take you through the step-by-step logistics. So once again, this video will be a little bit longer than the standard. But essentially, just to kind of recap, the AikmanSwinny Diamond Club is a family group for the descendants of Martha Foster, which are the Aiken, Manigault, and Swinton families. The purpose of the Diamond Club is to help us all to unearth our gifts and to utilize them to the fullest extent so that we can all live the lives that we desire and deserve. And so life filled with passion, purpose, love, health, wealth, abundance, all that kind of good stuff, anything you can imagine. So that is what the group is, and that is what we were created for. How we will go about this. The premise of the group is basically legacy development. And what that means is honoring those who came before while laying a foundation for those to come at the same time that you appreciate the present. So legacy is both recognizing past, present, and future. And so it's impossible to talk about legacy development unless you first talk about legacy. And so that's how I define it. It is recognizing the past, present, and future by honoring those who came before, laying a foundation for those to come while appreciating the present. So being your best you. You cannot, and y'all will hear me say this over the course of the year. I will repeat this often. Don't laugh at me when you see me because I will say this every single time. You cannot give your best to anyone else until you have first given your best to yourself. And so it's all about self-love and understanding self for the purpose of giving your best to those around you. I think I said that in the last post, too. But the way we're going to set this up, we're going to do this sort of like a quarter-based seminar like you would at a college. There are 4 quarters throughout the year. There will be 3 segments per quarter, so 1 segment per month, and then each segment will have 4 parts. So we are in the first month and the first segment. The first quarter and the first segment. So that first quarter is going to deal with health, and the first segment is going to be mind. So we are in the first quarter, which is health, and the first component of health that we're going to deal with the first segment is mind. And so in discussing legacy and mind, I'm going to get a little bit into the difference between the brain and the mind and talking about how in changing your mind you can change your life, but you first have to literally reconfigure the mass of your brain. You have to first send different signals to your brain, restructure your brain so that what it is sending out in your mind, which are the thoughts, images, pictures, and emotions that come from the neurotransmitters of the brain. Pay no attention, this is my thing, I'm sorry. I'm not going to get too scientific on you guys. But then taking that so that what is processed and transmitted from your brain is different so that what's going to your mind will be different. So the process of changing your mind changes your life. So that's going to be the first segment. One of the things that I want to do throughout this component is I would like to have us post comments, questions. There is a family email. I'll be sending updates. If you have things that you would like me to address specifically within a segment, by all means let me know. I hope to have some other people posting and doing segments as well. So it's really going to be a very interactive experience. I'm hoping that as the months go on, the weeks go on, the segments pass, I'm not the only one posting. And I will be asking everyone to participate in assessments so that we can see how we're all doing finding ways to interact offline as a family, engaging one another. I know that we are spread out all over the place, but there are those of us who we communicate by telephone, email. Some of us have Skype and other web-based capacities to be able to communicate. So the goal is really to have an interactive process so that this can be as effective as possible, and it's not just me online talking. But just to let you know, and the way that each class will be set up, so that we can interact. I'll always start off, or we should always start off, because I hope again not to be the only one, with some form of affirmation, prayer, positive quote, inspirational tidbit that will then set the tone for whatever the actual lesson is. I'm hoping the lessons will be about 3 to 5 minutes, and then we, will have some supplemental information offline, whether it be questions, inquiry questions or things like that, where people can sort of interact, or some kind of a discussion, a prompt for discussion, that kind of thing. So that is the ultimate goal for the AikmanSwinny Diamond Club. That's what we're hoping to do throughout this year. Just to give you a bit of an introduction to what we'll be doing in the next class with respect to mind, brain, changing your mind, changing your life. I will be talking a little more about what I mentioned before. Our brains are by far the most complex supercomputers in the world, and yet we only use them at 10% of their full capacity on average. Some of us don't use that much, but we're not going to talk about that. And so what we then do is this brain processes all this information that gets transmitted throughout, and that becomes part of what is in our mind. So when you dream, that's your mind at work. That's your brain at work sending messages to your mind. When you have an intuitive instinct, when you have some sort of feeling about something, when all of that is processed through your brain, through the physical components of your brain, and then it's sent out into this metaphysical space that is your mind. And so I will be talking about how those two things work together, and how small little processes and triggers can help you to be aware and alert, so that when you're not quite operating where you would like to be, how you can shift those signals in your brain, literally reconfigure your brain. I learned that we actually changed the makeup, the construction of our brain. That was bananas, but we'll talk about that next week. But you change the makeup of your brain that then changes the signal and the information being sent to your mind, that then sends what is being transmitted out of you, which then affects your action, which then affects everything that happens around you, because as we know, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. And so, if what I'm thinking here, if what's happening here in my brain sends these signals out to my mind, sends these signals out to my body, sends these signals out into the world, that then brings these things back to me, I have to be aware of what's happening up here. That deals with, mind, body, spirit. That deals with health. That deals with your money. That deals with your relationships. That deals with all those things. So as the segments progress, we'll be doing a scaffolding technique where everything will build onto whatever came before it, and will continue to grow and expand, so that by the end of the year, when we're talking about passionate, purposeful living, we will have understood how our mind, our body, and our spirit play into the relationships we have with people, with the things around us, the places around us, and with, I think I said that, people, places, and things. So with ourselves, other people, places, and things around us. So that's going to be the makeup, and that's going to be the structure, and I'm really excited, because I'm hoping that as the year progresses, we will see some great and powerful manifestations throughout our family line, because we will be living passionate, purposeful lives that we desire, and we can say, I'm doing that which I love, I'm doing that which I want to be doing, and I can't wait to do it all with you guys. I can't wait, family reunion destination, Hawaii, Bora Bora, Aruba, I don't know, someplace. But but I'm genuinely looking forward to all of us being able to create more fulfilling relationships with one another, with ourselves, with our families, our spouses, being able to create, the kind of the wealth that we desire, and not just wealth of money, but genuinely a wealth of experience, of knowledge, and just being able to truly live in fullest harmony and to the fullest extent of our capacity. So God bless you all. I look forward to our next class, where we actually get started and get to the nitty-gritty. So prepare yourselves, get a notebook, get a pen, pencil, email, something, tablet, take some notes, be ready to do some work, some hard work, ask some hard questions, to talk, and to get down to business, because once again, in my Kevin Hart voice, it's about to go down. Love you guys.